Welcome back to the deep dive. If I asked you to name the biggest dietary villain in modern culture today, 9 times out of 10, I bet the answer would be sugar, or scientifically speaking, glucose. We hear it constantly, right? Glucose is toxic. It's the root of metabolic problems. We need to cut it out completely.
Yeah, and that whole cultural narrative, I mean, it comes from a good place, trying to tackle chronic disease and all that, but it's really built up this huge misconception. So the sources we've gathered today, we're going to do a deep dive into what glucose actually does physiologically. And let's just cut right to the chase. Glucose isn't the bad guy here. It's actually essential, like really essential for survival.
Right. That's the key thing we need to nail down right away. So our mission today is to unpack the science, draw that line between the body's absolute need for glucose and the serious risks when things go wrong, when it's chronically high in the blood. We're going to look at that really elegant hormonal system that keeps everything balanced 24/7.
Exactly. Because before we even start worrying about high sugar, we kind of need to appreciate the parts of us that literally can't function without it. Without
Yeah.
glucose, some key things just stop.
Okay, let's quantify that need then. How critical is glucose? If someone goes, say, full zero carb, are they actually starving any essential part of their body? Or can everything just run on fat?
Well, the short answer, no, not everything can just switch over. Our sources point to 4 specific tissues, cell types that basically require glucose. We're talking a dependency you just can't engineer around.
Okay, hit us with the big ones first. What absolutely needs it?
All right, first one, and this might surprise some people, red blood cells. Your RBCs. They are entirely dependent on glucose. They just don't have the internal machinery, the mitochondria, to burn fat or even use oxygen for energy, which is kind of ironic, right? Since their whole job is delivering oxygen, they need glucose, plain and simple, for the energy to do their job, delivering O2, removing CO2. It's glucose or nothing for them.
Wow, okay. That immediately changes the frame, doesn't it? We always think brain first, but the oxygen transport system itself runs on sugar.
And yeah, the brain is number 2. For just, normal day-to-day operations, the brain relies almost entirely on glucose. It's a real energy hog, uses something like 20% of the body's total glucose and oxygen. Now, it can adapt to using ketone bodies during really long fasts, like weeks long, but that's an emergency backup, normally. It wants glucose, needs that steady stream for thinking, for everything.
You mentioned 2 others in the sources, often kind of skipped over in the quick summaries. Let's touch on those because they really show how deep this need goes.
They really do. So the other 2 are the kidney medulla and the testes.